Welcome, everybody. So I'm so thrilled that you're here. Our annual conference is the moment each year when everything we talk about, build, and dream about as photo managers really starts to come together. And we know it is an investment. It's an investment, we know for sure, of time, of money. You step away from client work, you step away from your family for a few days. And I know that every year I get nervous because I sign the hotel contract about how many rooms we're going to take and the food and beverage costs and all that stuff. And I always get a little bit of nervousness too. But I know that our profession, without question, would not be where it is today if we didn't make all those connections that we've made at conference. This is our 14th conference. Those are the ideas that people scratch out on napkins over breakfast, the breakthroughs that happened with people in the hallway, the friendships that start when you sit next to somebody that you've never met and somehow you end up becoming best friends, or you sit next to Ellen from Amsterdam and suddenly you find yourself visiting the Netherlands and you have a friend that'll meet you and show you around, or she comes to Chicago and connects with, or comes to the US and can connect with people. So this year it's all happening in Boston. It's one of the most historic, walkable, and inspiring cities we've ever actually hosted in. It won't be warm like it was there in San Diego. It could be warm, but for those of us in the Northeast, we know it could go either way. But that doesn't matter. It's still an amazing, and the hotel is just in a perfect location. It's right your steps from the Boston Commons. For those of us that are historic, if you have any interest in history, which I think most of us as photo managers probably do by nature, you're in the heart of history. I mean, Paul Revere and everything is right all around there. It's amazing to step back into time like that. For those of you who won't be joining us in person, though, we also have an amazing virtual conference, and it's not the same. We don't repeat the conference, so we'll talk about that in a little bit as well. So whichever way you attend, we make sure that you have that same sense of energy and momentum. And so now we're going to talk about what's coming for Boston and for the virtual. And so also stay tuned for prizes. At the end, we sent out a quick note to our partners and they came through like they always do. But we wanted, whoops.
Kimberly Melton.
Sorry, I have a phone call. I want to share something special for those of you joining us today. We have some prizes that we're going to give away at the end of the wing, but right now we have a today only offer from Projector. If you create a Projector account today and send them an email, it's insider@projectorstream.com. Obviously, it's probably there. They'll send you a free Roku. Its offer is just for the webinar attendees. It's only available for today. So if you've been thinking about adding Projector to your workflow, go ahead and follow this prompt. And then we'll announce the rest of the prizes at the end of the slideshow here. So why does conference matter? Let's start with that. Every year I tell members, I talk to members who tell me the exact same thing, right? I didn't realize how much I needed this until I was in the room. And that idea that, you find your people, there's that sense of community, that sense that where else are you going to go when you sit down and the person next to you knows what it means when you tell them that you can't stand the streaks in your Epson Fast Photo scanner, right? Or, you're scared to try camera scanning and they say, oh, I started a year or two ago and this is what I learned. Or, I'm a Mac user, I'm a PC. I mean, nobody else, where you ever have, you're not gonna have those conversations anywhere else, but suddenly at a photo manager conference, and everybody gets exactly what you're thinking. And that's what makes it so powerful. Yes, the education is also incredible. We have amazing speakers. Most of them come from our community. Some of them are new to speaking. Some have been speaking many years in the past. But what makes it really transformative is everybody together in one place. So most of us spend our time working alone. If you're not alone right now, raise your hand, but I'm assuming I'm in my house with my heater on, still cold. And we're behind our computers on our screens all the time. And conference gives you a rare chance to just get out of that day to day and get involved in the bigger picture of everything that we're doing. You'll expand your skills, you'll see new possibilities for your business, you'll meet people, and you'll really get something out of it, we know for sure. And the impact doesn't end when the conference wraps up. We routinely hear from members who leave each year with new colleagues, new accountability partners, and connections that turn into real pipelines of ongoing friendships. Those relationships often become the support system that helps someone gain momentum, make brave decisions, and finally move their business from feeling uncertain to truly surviving. I'm sure people in the chat could make notes about people they've met over the years that they've formed these deep friendships. I have the same feeling when I look, when I look at the faces there. The reason I'm connected to so many members is that I've met them at conference. If we didn't have conference, I wouldn't have the connection I have with the faces I see looking, in my little box right now. I see Holly, David, Susan, and Ellen in my little like Zoom boxes there, and I've met all of them in person. It makes a big difference than just having strangers on a screen. So that's just a little bit reason about why it's so important. Who is it for, right? That's is Is it too soon in my business to come to conference? Is it really, or am I so experienced? Am I going to get anything out of it at this point? And we feel like it's designed for anybody who's serious about photos, the stories, and the power that they hold. It's been created for professional photo managers, but for those of you that are maybe exploring it, we opened this again, like I said, to our non-member community. It could be an opportunity to understand what's possible. If you're growing a business, refining your services, or looking for tools and confidence, then you're in the right place. And we know that not everybody does it as a photo manager. So again, if you want to help you get your own family photos organized, you want to, learn more about it, you're welcome. It's a warm and friendly pace. It doesn't matter. You're welcome here. And we'll meet you exactly where you are, whether you're brand new or you've been years into the business. We're going to make sure that we have situations that help you find your people. It's not a place that you're going to feel lonely or disconnected. I can promise you that after all these years. And I think I did a talk at conference. I repeat this a lot. I think I did it in Denver maybe, but there was a great book by David Brooks of how to really know a person. And there's two types of persons in the people in the world. There's the diminishers and then the illuminators. Diminishers are, you know what it's like. You go out to dinner with people and they never ask you a personal question, right? Or you're at a dinner, you're at an event and it's just kind of like it's a plop, right? And that's pretty common in today's world. The illuminators are people who are curious. They're going to ask questions. Well, I think we're a self-selected group of illuminators. You don't sign up to do this as a business. If you're not, you have to have some interest in people and the stories they tell. Otherwise, you would probably get frustrated doing this. And so you take that energy and put it in a room together, and it is really magic what happens. And so those that are more experienced, for them, they find specialized learning opportunities, and they love that time to network with their peers and have those deep conversations after the conference, sitting around at the bar or in somebody's room afterwards, and having breakfast and things like that. So that's a big part of why people come back and forth. So what's the difference between Boston and virtual? Before we jump into details, we do always offer these two conference options. That actually, we started the second option of the virtual during COVID when we had to switch to virtual, and we realized that we could do that. So each year you can join in person at our main event, which is, we vary it. We're actually already looking at locations for 2027, which will be our 15th year. And then we do the virtual conference a month later. They're both designed to deliver high quality education and community. They're structured differently because they fit the needs of different people. For many of our members, attending in person is the most impactful experience. But again, if there's barriers to traveling, the cost of flights and hotels, our European members, it's getting more and more expensive to travel. Maybe you have young children or you have an aging parent you're caring for. All of those things we know can really make it difficult. So that's why we make sure that we provide also the virtual conference. And it happens a month after. It's not a live stream or a replay. It's its own event. Their content overlaps, but think of them as two different experiences. If you join us in Boston, you automatically receive full complimentary access to the virtual conference. And that's really fun for people who, they can't decide what breakout they want to go to. They can go to a different breakout when they go to the virtual conference. So that's kind of so we do make sure that if you attend Boston, you are also included in the virtual. For those who join us virtually, the structure is a little bit different. Last year, we changed it up and we felt like this was really the best way to go. We feature a curated selection of breakout sessions and we call them watch parties. So that means that we do a vote from the members that went to Boston, what were the most impactful, their top breakouts. And we play the recorded breakout at a scheduled time. And we have a whole chat situation happening so that you're learning together even online. So the speaker is there in the chat as well, and then we can take people off mute. And so again, we make it very, very engaging, and we call them watch parties. You will have access to the other breakouts, but from the Boston event, but these are the ones that we have been voted that people want to watch together online. We have a different MC, we have more prizes, and we actually this year we're actually adding another presentation that's not happening in Boston. So virtual will have something new for people from Boston, and it's something unique just for the virtual people. Also, the workshops, though, this year, I'll talk about that in a minute, are the only kind of wild card. Because they're so highly interactive and hands-on, we can't promise that every workshop will translate well to a video concept. So if a workshop recording turns out great, we'll include it. If not, we're not going to force that. So that's why we're adding this other new online workshop that's specifically just for online. So either way, you're going to get everything that you need and a good value in what you're doing. So these are the learning traps we call each year. We try to figure out, when we look at all the amazing presentations that people sent to be speakers and things, we try to put you in different tracks. And this year we have what's called skills, marketing, and business. And they're color coordinated, and you'll be able to take a look at that so you can decide on what matters to you most. If you're interested in skills and your technical abilities, you're going to want more skills. If you're looking for more marketing, attracting new clients, obviously you're going to want the marketing part. And then business, there's all the pieces of what it means to actually have a business, right? So in a minute we'll walk through those, but this is what's new based on, so every year we do change conference. It's never the same. Those of you who've been many years, I think my own brain would get bored if we did the same conference year after year. So we always mix it up. But the way we mix it up is based on the feedback we get from you. We read those reviews. We send you a lot of emails. Please review, because we actually study it, and we implement the changes with the event committee, who's really helpful in this. So people last year felt like they really wanted a deeper dive, more hands-on learning opportunity. So these workshops will run concurrently with our breakout sessions. So at any time, you're going to have the option to attend 1 3-hour workshop or choose 2 back-to-back breakouts instead. So this repeats throughout the conference, so you'll have the flexibility to mix and match based on the type of learning that you prefer. All right, so here we go. So we have four workshop options this year, each led by an experienced photo manager or industry expert. I've asked each of those leaders to share a quick overview, about 2 minutes, of what they'll be covering, who it's designed for, so you won't want to miss it. So let's start with David, who quickly was able to read my screen. David, why don't you go ahead and share about your 3-hour workshop?
Great. Thanks very much. And great to be here. I'm super looking forward to Boston because I live in the region. And so it's always nice to not have to travel, even though San Diego was glorious after a New England spring. And I do have to run as soon as I get done with this because I got to take my kiddo to the doctor, to a doctor's appointment. So I was thinking about workshops and what I could offer this year. And I thought about Lightroom. And then I started thinking about our community. And I just was starting to wonder how many people out there who do our work, they've said, oh, I should really get into Lightroom. And I know it's a powerful tool. And they start to use it and they go, whoa, this is just way too much. And so many sliders and modules and all kinds of stuff. And it's really overwhelming. And so I thought, well, what if we offered a workshop about how to get started with Lightroom? So who is this for? It's for photo managers or anyone who is using Lightroom, and they are at that early stage of using it. They've used it a few times, maybe imported some photos, maybe done some light developing, but then just realize like, wow, this is just too much. I don't know if I feel comfortable. I don't want to mess things up or make a bigger problem. But I know that Lightroom could really benefit me with my own personal goals or with my professional goals. So what's a little bit different about this workshop is, number one, it's built specifically for photo managers, not photographers. So I'm not focusing on creative editing and developing photos, but really focused on organizational systems and catalog management that you could actually use. Second, it's addressed really at technical challenges that photo managers or people who are working with large collections face. How do I operate multiple catalogs? How do I work with various external hard drives? Why do my files go missing? How do I fix them? What's in a catalog file? And then the third thing about this workshop is that it's hands-on, sort of right from minute one. And I'm going to be providing teaching catalogs with sample files, and we're going to get into it. So I'm going to give some presentation and some conceptual stuff, and then we're going to get hands-on with things really quick so that by the time you leave, you've got real muscle. You've built a lot of things. So what are some of the things that we're going to learn? One, we're going to learn about catalog architecture and operation. We're going to learn about the Lightroom and operating system relationship and how Windows and Mac OS interact with Lightroom and Lightroom interacts with the operating systems. We're going to get into the interface, like what are all of these little triangles and buttons and little tabs and badges on things. What do they mean? How can you actually get a handle on that complex interface? We're going to look at metadata and organization systems, catalogs, collections, keywords, file date change stuff, the stuff that photo managers really need, right? We're gonna get into laying some foundation work for that, and then lastly, all of that is going to be built around learning some practical workflows, both through importing and exporting and moving things around, so that when you leave, you've got some real practical experience.
Excellent.
The workshop is structured. It's going to for 3 hours, so that means that we're going to have to move quickly because we got a lot of stuff to cover. We're going to start off. We are going to start off in the developing module, and I've got a little recipe, just sort of a quick win, like how can I make photos look a little bit better? It's a set piece thing, and that'll help us get warmed up and into the Lightroom mindset, and kind of a wax on, wax off learning style, right? I've got some things hidden in there that'll help you later on. Then we'll move through those learning groups, and then we've take a couple of breaks in between, and then we'll have a little bit of a wrap up session to recap everything that we have learned. So why should you attend? It's the kind of thing where Lightroom feels overwhelming and you're not sure that you're doing it right, and you're avoiding using it, and maybe you even farm out work, because you're avoiding it. But after you leave the course, you should have a really good understanding of how Lightroom actually works. What are these catalog files? I got to move stuff around, multiple files. Like, you'll have a good sense of that. So you'll be able to be confident in using it, both personally, professionally, and offering it as a service, if that's something, as part of your service offering, if that's part of your business. So it's not about becoming an expert overnight, but it's about building some confidence so that you can offer all of these services and use the tool really well.
All right.
Just a real quick background. I'm a certified expert in Lightroom. I've been using it since version 1. I was at last conference in San Diego talking about some tech stuff. And I think really the thing that gives me an insight is that both being a certified manager myself and using it, and having been a photographer, I know where the lines are between photography and operations of Lightroom. And so this course is really detailed and oriented towards what do we as photo managers need within the Lightroom tool. So I've got a real good handle on that, I think. And I think it's going to be a really fun workshop. Thanks.
All right, great. Thank you so much. That sounds excellent, David. Next up, we have Digital Photo Organizing Mastermind with Cheryl DeFrank and Holly Corbett.
All right. So Cheryl and I are facilitating what we're calling a digital photo organizing mastermind. Where this idea came from is exactly what Cathi said. We all go to conference and we have tons of great conversations, but often we don't get to the opportunity to dive deep. And so this workshop is designed for diving deep into the biggest pain points that we all face when we're doing digital organizing. So it's going to be all about collaborating on solutions in a facilitated environment. So participants are going to be divided into small groups to workshop real world strategies around topics like how do you handle those clients that don't have computers? They only have their phones and iPads. Or how do you handle those photos where metadata has been stripped and you don't have real dates? Or deduplication was a hot topic when we asked about it in Circle. So our goal is really to just spark new ideas and approaches that will help us all do this better, faster, and easier. And then I think Cheryl is going to talk a little bit about who we think would be good candidates for this.
Yeah, so I'm so excited to do this with Holly, and I think because we are not going to stand up and teach necessarily. So I'm sure, obviously, Holly and I will have our own input and so on, but the point of this is that it's really meant to be collaborative. And so we're really the people this is geared towards are people who have been doing digital photo organizing, who have had enough experience that they've come up against. They've kind of realized what the issues are, and probably even have some of your own solutions, or obviously can contribute your experience to the discussion. So it's not really for new people trying to learn how to do digital photo organizing. It's really for those that have been doing it and obviously then can, contribute to the discussion. Don't feel like you have to have answers, because that's certainly not the case. We're not, we're literally going to figure these things out. I'm sure some people will come with ideas of things that have worked, and that's the whole point. That we'll all just, we're all gonna, like Holly said, in small groups, we'll figure it out, and then we'll share that information with the entire group, and consequently, hopefully, we'll all come out of there with again, good solutions or good ideas or probably multiple solutions to different problems that we can then share with people that may be starting out. So when those questions come up on Facebook, we'll have better, answers, more concrete answers to those issues because they always come up. So we're excited to kind of work together and figure these things out.
For sure.
Um, Excellent. Good. That'll be awesome as well. And I can see some questions people are asking. You'll be able to attend two of the breakouts the way we're going to have it set up. So as you're already panicking, like I want to go to all four. And like we said, we're going to attempt to do the recording, but it's because of this hands-on deep dive, it makes it much more difficult. So we can't guarantee that you'll have access to all four of them afterwards. But so thank you, Cheryl and Holly, two powerhouse people joining together. Next up is Danielle, which is also going to be great. Soft power marketing funnels that convert. So Danielle is joining us. I don't know what time it is for her. I'm always curious because she's probably in Dubai.
I am. Hi, Kathy. Thanks. Yeah, hi from Dubai. It's 10:30 p.m. here, so heading into the night. But yeah, I'm really excited for Boston as well and looking forward to next year. So yeah, I'm gonna give a workshop. It's gonna be a 3-hour workshop, just like the others. About I've called it the soft power marketing funnels that convert. The reason I thought of this workshop was because a lot of the past conferences that I've been to and like other photo managers I talked to, I think a lot of us struggle with the hard sell. Like we have a feeling that we have to make a hard sell, and we're struggling with maybe getting new clients or growing online. Or I think a lot of people struggle with the way they price their business, and there's kind of a cap to the business. So what I want to do in this workshop is I want to take it to the next level and show you what's worked for me in the past 6 years to sort of grow and to scale, basically. I think for everyone, that the workshop is for photo managers that have a basic presence online. It's going to be, hooked to social media. It's going to be about building a marketing funnel. So it's handy if you have a basic presence online. Um, and it's also for people who are willing to offer like a free micro offer, or host a short masterclass. So that's kind of for the people for who it's for. And it's also, I think, for people who really want to scale, or whether it's getting new clients that you can help one-on-one, or whether it's with digital products. It's not really necessary to have digital products that you want to sell, but it is kind of like that's kind of the playing field we're in. Um, what is it going to be? It's going to be really hands-on. I think I just heard the others say that as well. It's going to be really structured, and I'm basically going to show you what's worked for me in the past, and I'm going to dive into my own personal marketing funnel and obviously make it a bit more general so that you can work on yours. So I'm in the workshop, I'm going to show you how to structure hooks online, how to work with automatic DMs, ManyChat, if anyone's heard about that. How can you use it? How can you optimize it? We're going to look at, if you're willing to give a masterclass, how that can help, a free masterclass, what kind of content should it be, and how can you follow up across social media platforms. We're going to look at how you host a masterclass or a webinar, and I'm literally going to give you templates and copywriting of my own that you can borrow or you can use and can rewrite for your own products and your own funnel. So the idea is that after 3 hours, that you've audited your own audience journey, that you have a micro offer that you might be able to sell or you might be able to offer online, that you've got your on-brand hooks written. We're going to write a permission-based DM flow so that you have, a structure that what happens when someone contacts you online, what does the journey look like, how is it going to follow up? And yeah, you're gonna get the whole template from me so that you actually have a plan to work on and you can actually roll it out after conference and get going with that. So that's the idea for for my workshop.
That's amazing. That sounds, we could send our marketing team there too to learn from Danielle. So those are great. So that's wonderful. Thank you. And then last but not least is build your business website in Squarespace with Susan Wallach. So Susan.
Thanks, Kathy. So this is something that comes up often in our chat. Um, where do you build a website? Who do you like? All those kind of things. I have been in web development, for those that don't know me, over 35 years. I left a career with local government as a webmaster for the city that I live in. So I have years and years and years experience. I've built websites in many different platforms, and over the last few years have landed on Squarespace. I am a Gold Circle developer, and so what this workshop is going to do, and who it's for, I hope, are for those who either don't have a website or who have started. Maybe you haven't published it yet, or those who have published a website and maybe you're not happy. Maybe you would like to look at Squarespace as an option. And you have maybe you're on Wix or WordPress or some other uh, platform, and you'd like to see what Squarespace is about. So with this, I will help you to create a website, a 4-page basic website, which includes your homepage, an about page, um, a services page, and a contact page. Those are, basic starting pages. When I created my first website for this business, it really only had 3 pages. It had my homepage, a contact, and about, and that was it. And I started getting clients. It was kind of funny. After I left the city, I was kind of like, I'm done creating websites. And now I have to create another one for my business. But now I have numerous pages, and I get lots of visitors on a regular basis. Many of my pages are #1 on the search for local searches. So what you're going to get is my guidance. There will be handouts, resources. I will step you through uh, what search engine optimization means. I will step you through the do's and don'ts. I will also address accessibility. A lot of people don't understand how to make their website accessible. And for me, if it's accessible, you're naturally going to float to the top of the search engines. What the search engines don't like is a broken website, a website that's not accessible. You're going to get a lot of handouts. Again, resources, websites to go to, uh, tips, an accessibility guideline, things like that that you can refer to. So with this, participants will receive 20% off should they decide to purchase and move forward and publish that website that we build together on that day. The thing I also want to make mention, which a lot of you won't get if you were to just sign up with Squarespace today, is you'll get a free trial of 6 months. So you'll have 6 months from the time you and I work together in that workshop to finish it up and publish it. So that's really, a great asset as well. I'm also going to talk to you about how to use AI to build your content and craft the tags and the lead headings and things that you're going to want to describe your services with and things like that. So the first hour, we're going to just get started with the foundation. You're going to pick a template, and then I'm going to teach you how to edit that. The second hour will be designing with purpose. So your SEO, what needs to be on every single page. The third hour will be, wrapping up with further AI content and then developing that contact page, including a contact form through Squarespace. So what you need to bring is a laptop, at least a picture of you and your logo at a minimum, and then some photos if you'd like of your services that you'd like to present on the web page. So I'm really excited. I think this is something everybody can benefit from.
Great. Gosh, can you believe that that's not the whole conference? Just those, I mean, Wow, that's amazing. It is going to be great, hard, Ellen. I agree. So thank you, everybody, all the speakers who came to share your workshops. I know you're putting your heart and soul into that, and this is what makes us an amazing conference. Is the people you're learning from are the doing the work, and so and they know what your roadblocks are, and they've all been where you are. So now let's move on. We also have what we call our breakouts. That's our traditional approach. We've always had these breakouts. This year we have a great lineup of breakouts. And here are the titles so far. A complex digital photo organizing, a case study. That's with Kim Nevitt. You can see who these speakers are. I don't remember off the top of my head who everybody is, so I probably should. But you can go on the website and see the listing of what these breakouts are. Using photos in reminiscence therapy, a photo manager's guide. From fragile albums to lasting photo books. From shoebox to screenplay, turning photos into a cinematic storytelling asset. Stop whispering, start advocating, how to use social media to win clients and elevate the industry. A cohesive visual identity through photography. Maximize your investment decision making for photo organizers. Manage your time by defining what you do. The photo manager's legal playbook, rights, revenues, and real world tools. And that's just a start. We'll be adding a few more. I always hold off a few spots because we just meet interesting people, or AI like does something completely different, or Mac, Apple changes something, and so we always leave a spot so we can add something in there. We intentionally made sure that there were multiple topics so you can tailor your experience to where you are in your business. Remember, these are all recorded. You will have access to these for lifetime. So if you get torn, you don't know which one you want to go to, it's okay. Don't panic. You also have the virtual conference if you're in person, and then you do have the recordings and things like that. These we can record, so they can do it separately from the workshops. You can see why they could be a little bit more complex in terms of recording. So we asked two of our breakout speakers. Philip Griffith is here to share about from fragile albums to lasting photo books. So Philip?
Yeah, glad to be here. And yes, I've been to all 13 conferences, and Boston will be 14. I've been doing this for almost 15 years, and this actually comes out of an early client that I had who brought me a box of her grandmother's photo albums that were left in the basement, were mildewed and molding, and she's going, I can't throw them out, but I can't live with them in my house. And the solution we came up was turning them into photo books, but they were scrapbooks. They were filled with things. And so we had to figure out, how do we do that? So this workshop is going to be me giving you case studies of real life. How did we figure out what to include, what could be included, how many different types of albums there are out there, and there are plenty, and how do you scan them? How do you look for if the photos can come out? If they can't come out, how do you deal with that? But also how to add value. It's not just taking what's there and reproducing it, but adding value to that client so that when you're giving it back to them, it has more meaning to their descendants because you've added in the genealogical information, the just things that will give a touch point for their family. And we've done this for a number of clients for a number of different reasons. One of our most recent ones was he had 32 photo albums that his wife had done, and we're condensing that down into one photo book. So lots of different things that we'll be going over, but it will be sort of, here's how we did it. My wife, Susan, will show you how she takes those old magnetic albums and recreates them, including capturing some handwriting. So I'm looking forward to being there in Boston and seeing everyone. And hopefully this will be helpful for photo managers who are dealing with those same kinds of things, and being so that you can actually take those old photo albums that people can't feel like they can't keep or can't access and give them back something where you're actually giving them back their relatives.
Yeah.
The best recommendation I ever got was when we handed back this first client, and her sister said, "You've given me back my grandfather."
Yeah, that's powerful. Yeah. And that's the heart, right, of what we do. And right
Yeah.
there. So, yeah. Thank you, Philip. Ellen is going to join us here. She's doing managing your time, defining what you do.
Yes, I'm very happy to be able to do that because I've been a photo manager for 8 years now, and I've been a professional organizer for 25 years. And in this business, managing your time management has always been the common thread for myself, but also for my clients, and to get the work done. So it's a bit of my hobby horse. Is this how you say that? It's the thing that I really like to talk about, that I find very important. But of course, you can't manage your time, but you can manage what you do, and that's what it's all about. I will talk about what is important to you. What are the important things in your life and in your work, and to define those, so you know where to spend your time on. I will do that together. I want to make it an interactive breakout. I talk, of course, I show things, I tell about things, but I also want to make it interactive, to do things together. And to define and after, when you have defined what things are important in your life and in your work, you can find out what tasks are part of those, and you have to go planning those priorities, because there are priorities that you will always do, but there are also priorities that will be left behind because they are not urgent enough. So I'll talk about the Eisenhower. I don't know whether you call it the Eisenhower quadrants. I'll talk about some techniques to learn to be able to define what's important for you. And then I'll talk about how you can plan your tasks and also plan time for your empty time. I call it empty time, to be able to to have time for yourself, to recover from things, and to have time for the unexpected things. Because when you have a business, there's always something unexpected happening. I will work with templates. I will give, and I will hand out. Probably I have to work things out yet. I haven't worked it all out yet. Well, it's about priorities, it's about planning, and then comes scheduling, and also knowing how you are able to get things done, to work effectively, how you can focus on working, and how to handle the annoying tasks that you procrastinate, and also some techniques and tips to be able to get your things done. So this is for people, for members, for everyone. It's a basic skill, time management, and it's for everyone who has a business or is starting his business or starting it next to a part-time job or next to whatever you have to do in your life. And I hope it will give you insight in what's important for you, so you can make the right decisions, how to get your work done, also with your clients. And your clients need time management too. It's one of the first things I talk about when I have a new client. Well, do you have time for this? How can we make time that you can work with me or work by yourself? So I hope can give everyone insight about the important things, and about scheduling, about planning, and so they can work it out. Well, I'm not sure whether it will all work in 1 hour, but afterwards in their homes or in their minds, or I'll make some. I'll still have to work it out.
All right. Well, thank you, Philip and Ellen, for sharing a little bit about your the process that you'll go through with our breakouts. So now we want to talk a little bit about something that's really important. It's our what we call our CEO lab. This is new. We've always done a pre-conference intensive. We've done something well before we did master classes. We did pre-conference intensives, and then this year we decided to take a break from master class. And again, based on feedback and things. And this isn't a, so this happens before conference. It's a full day intensive for those of you who want to step more fully into the role of a CEO in your business. It is not for beginners. It's designed for promotive managers who have some traction under you. Maybe you're juggling steady clients. Maybe you're starting to consider hiring help. Maybe you're feeling the weight of growth, because as much as we want growth, there's weight with that as well. And you need more structure, more strategy, and more confidence. This year, the theme is business resilience and long-term sustainability. How do you make smart decisions, manage your time and opportunities, strengthen your revenue streams, and build a business that can thrive even when seasons shift or life will throw you curveballs? So rather than me telling you all those details as well, we've asked Caroline and Darla to be with us today. They are the amazing coaches that many of you may know, but if you haven't, you'll be thrilled to meet them. They are experts in their field, and they'll share what the day will look like. So Caroline and Darla?
Thanks for having us. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Thanks,
Great.
Cathi.
Yeah. So Carolyn and I have put our heads together once again, and we have not just one day of learning, but several opportunities to come together as this CEO Lab group. We're going to meet before and after. And Caroline and I are going to also provide you with some video and some homework prior to getting together in Boston, so that we really have, we really accomplish what we want to accomplish with you, which is, as you just said, Cathi, we want to help folks step into that role of CEO and build a business that is sustainable. And I'm not talking about eco-friendly, not that kind of sustainable. Sustainable for you, being able to have a business that remains here 5, 10 years from now, so that you are building the kind of business that delivers value to your personal finances, as well as building additional value and maybe creating jobs in the community where you live, or throughout the country, or as Caroline will tell you, throughout the world. So, there's a big difference between working for yourself. Maybe you were an employee before you started your photo organizing business, and you thought, great, now I'm the CEO and the cook, chief cook and bottle washer. And there's a big difference between just working for yourself and creating a sustainable business that is possibly something that could outlast you, something that does potentially employ other folks, and also something that could be saleable down the road. And so all of that value that you're creating in your business is something that could pay off in the end, if you decide to sell your business. So that is, we're really hitting it hard with these points. You can find this information on thephotomanagers.com. And we've got a CEO Lab page right next to where the conference information is. So what we're going to learn very quickly, I'll go over a few points, and then Caroline's going to go over a few as well. What you're going to learn is how to cultivate a strong CEO mindset. And again, that's going from maybe where you are today and thinking, oh my gosh, there are lots of things that I don't know how to do, or lots of things that I'm having to farm out, or I don't know if I'm doing things right. I just kind of, look for the next job and work that job and then work the next job after that. But being a CEO is more strategic. It's more about planning and being deliberate and knowing that you are building the kind of business that you want to be waking up and going to work in every day that you own it. And then protecting existing revenue and looking for new revenue. A strategic business owner is going to do both. You're going to identify what you're good at, what you're doing today, where the profit is in the business today, and also look for new revenue as you're growing your company over time. Strengthening financials. If you've ever taken a class with me, the chances are you have been maybe bullied by me into going and looking at your P&L after. But that is definitely part of the conversation. Anytime we're looking at strategic, Diane just sent up a great emoji for that. Thanks. But yeah, go talk to Diane. She's going to tell you why it was important that we get off the fence and we go look at our P&Ls. And so we are going to strengthen your financials, not just by bringing in new business, which some of these workshops that we just heard about, great information, right? But you can't just bring money in and hope that you're making a profit. Your entire revenue equation has to end up, has to be solid so that you end up with profit at the end. And then prioritizing your best business opportunities. We cannot do it all. And if you've ever been to conference, you probably, popped into one or two breakout sessions thinking, oh, maybe this is something I want to dip my toe in, and came away thinking, you know what, I am not in that space yet, or I really want to continue on and throw all of my efforts and energy into whatever it is. But the bottom line is we can't do it all. So we want to help you prioritize your best business opportunities. So with that, I want to hand it over to Carolyn. She's going to share more about our CEO Lab.
Thanks, Darla. Yeah, I think uh, sustainability and resilience are the two optimum words we want to use here because um, those of you who are in Profitability Live heard me maybe talk a lot about seasonality, and sometimes we feel like there's this whole feast and famine going on. Some months you have a lot of work, some months you maybe don't have enough. And what we want to do is step away and zoom out and look at the big picture. And like Darla said, be a bit more intentional about where we're going and how we're planning out our business journey so that we can minimize distractions and actually put the work in where it needs to happen. And uh, when you've been in business long enough, there are going to be life changes. There are going to be a lot of things that happen that may be out of your control. We want to think about how do we manage and prepare for those things. Um, you know, uh, so that when that day comes, when changes happen, we're not sort of taken aback and have to either close our doors or do something different. And COVID was one example of a of something that affected a lot of organizers, and not to say that uh, that would be sort of something that would happen again, but we do want to be realistic about thinking about what could happen in the world, what could happen in our own personal lives, and how do we develop that sort of CEO mindset of stepping back and looking at the big picture and seeing where we're going and preparing for everything that life throws at us. So that's a big part of this discussion, and you also need time for yourself, and how do you decide how much to take on? How do you decide where to spend your time and your focus? How do you turn around the projects that you have, without sort of sacrificing your own sanity and having a bit more balance? So all of this comes together in a really sort of nice discussion. Like Darla said, we're going to have a pre-conference webinar. We're going to have a post-conference webinar, and then we have the full day together in Boston. So it's going to be really, really exciting. Can't wait to see many of you there.
Oh,
Cathi,
Cathi, you're still
can't
muted.
hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Darla and Caroline. I think this is, and this was a result of request as well, by, knowing who it's for too. It's for people that have experience, so that, the people that are signing up are with their peers who are in the same kind of, struggle level. And then obviously those deep relationships that go on from these experiences. Your next best friend or, best colleague ever could be signing up to do this at the same time. And you don't know that you don't know them yet, but you will. So I think that's also a really
Cathi, if I could, sorry, I knew there was one more thing I was going to want to say. You just mentioned actually, this is not like a repackaged masterclass. We are borrowing a little bit of the format because we do want to create those relationships. But if you have taken a masterclass in the past And I'm looking at you, 2020. Okay. If you have taken a masterclass in the past, you are undoubtedly in the, category of folks who are going to be right for taking this class. We are looking at folks who are building, who are, I'm just going to say it, who are looking for, $50,000, $100,000 and up in revenue. And that's what you're looking for to build, or you're already making that amount of money. And a lot of folks who have taken the master class have actually achieved that because of the master class. And if you're coming in to the photo managers for the first time and this is not your first business and you're trying to figure out how to make this, sustainable, that's absolutely, this might be right for you as well. If you have questions, just reach out. The folks at TPM or Carolyn or I could answer your questions. But definitely, if you've been in masterclass before, you're going to want to take a look at this because it's not the same. It's entirely different content, and it's going to address a lot of the things that you're dealing with as you are going over the threshold as a larger business owner. We just really look forward to helping you get there. Thanks,
Great.
Cathi.
Okay, thanks. Okay, next slide. Now remember this, the CEO Lab, though, is a separate ticket with limited space. So definitely, if you're interested in attending, make sure that you check that out right now and sign up for that. And so now we do have fun, though. It sounds like, there is a lot of learning, but we've learned to have a lot of fun as well. So that's one of the things that sets conference apart. And even our partners say every single year how much fun this event is. I think one of the what's his name? Alex from Miley kept saying, I feel like I'm at a high school. I feel like I'm at a reunion. I feel like he's like, people were just so friendly to him. It's not a like stuffy sit in the ballroom all day kind of conference. So yes, the learning is incredible, but we take time to have joy, laughter, dancing, and all sorts of things. So let's start with, here's some fun pictures over the years. So Boston, though, if you've never been to one of our dance parties, you're in for a treat. Every year, the Friday night becomes our official let loose tradition. Last year, we almost didn't have one. We thought maybe we'd take a break, and then somehow people got upset. Next thing we knew, it was a spontaneous dance party. So it's a great way to bond, meet people. If you don't dance, I mean, I actually now will dance. I was always self-conscious about that. And so I will admit it, but over the years, I just get out there with everybody because we're all just a bunch of just women and men just letting loose, and it doesn't matter. You're not, there's no dress code, and it's a fun way to kind of let loose all that energy. But we also have an amazing city that we'll be visiting. And so we're working with the planner, and we are looking at doing an amazing race scavenger hunt on the Freedom Trail, which, like I mentioned, is right outside of our doorway. So the Freedom Trail is an amazing stop, way along throughout Boston where you learn a lot about the history. And so we're putting that together. The Duck Tour is pretty famous. We'll be putting that together. And then also looking at the Red Sox will be in town. So we're looking at seeing if we can get like a discount tickets. And then also based on whether we're looking at some indoor museum tours. Those will happen on Wednesday because the conference this year will start Wednesday evening, I think at like 4. So some of this events will be Wednesday and then Saturday after the conference. So it's gonna be a really fun way to do stuff with each other. There are people who love to come in every year and make other plans. And so you'll hear about that too as people start to put some of these things together. So that's some fun things to look forward to. We're really excited about that. Now we try to make virtual really fun as well, because you know what? Nobody wants to sit around. Even now, I'm like, oh boy, we're an hour. It's an hour in this webinar, but we make it fun by doing a lot of things. We have a little virtual dance party where, we make you all get up and do things. And we have other little ways that we just try and make it really fun and engaging. So whether you're joining us from Boston or from home, we want you to learn, grow, and have great fun doing it. That's the fun is a big part of it. I'm emotional a little bit. This, I hope we'll be at our 15th conference, but this conference, I will be doing a talk and things. There is a significant change, as you know, in the photo manager. So this is such a labor of love. And I really would excited to be with you all in person in April as well. I kind of added that in myself, but I've been thinking a lot about it. And it's been just a wonderful life experience for me to put on these conferences all these years. So it'll be some tears will be shed as well. So. All right, let's go to testimonials as well. Before we wrap up today, we wanted to just get some people to share some testimonials. So we have a short testimonial video that shares a little bit about that. You'll hear what surprised them, what they loved, And then from there, we'll talk a little bit just about the prizes and registration, and that'll be that.
I have been obsessed with the photo managers ever since I, stumbled across them, and I am just so happy to be here.
I think for conference, it's just the excitement of it, the education, the things that like somebody will say something and you'll go, what? Oh, okay. And then you get into this conversation.
Floating around and by yourself, and then you find all of your people, and it just really tethers you and grounds you.
Always something that we find that we haven't done before. And again, the networking opportunities within the organization help with that, because we come across an object that a client gives us that we've never either scanned or dealt with. It definitely is helpful having this group of people to work with.
I try to give back, so it's also the teaching aspect of it and be able to help the people who have just started so that they can grow and have the support that I've grown.
Just like any type of business or job that you have, you need to continue your education. And I really feel like there's so much technology changes, product changes, just life changes. So I just think it's really important to go see, what everybody's doing. People have been so welcoming, and I'm so glad I took this big step to come here, and no regrets.
So every year we have stories like those. So members who come for the education, but leave with clarity, confidence, new partnerships, and friendships that last long beyond conference. And so registration, early bird is through December 31st. So you can still save $100 for the registration. And it's $8.99 right now. That's $100 savings. What it'll be when it goes to full price. We do have payment plans. We have lots of people on the payment plan. So I see, we see it coming in $60, $80 a month. It won't be quite that low now because we're a little bit closer to the dates, but definitely want to make it affordable for you for both virtual and in person. The registration for virtual is $4.99. That's also $100 savings before it goes up. And so those are the things. You can also, we have a roommate finder. I noticed somebody asked about that. Nobody else is there yet, but we definitely, that'll start to build out. So that can help save on the hotel costs by finding a roommate. And then, you make friends, and people have become each other's roommates, year after year, just as a way to save on some of the cost of the hotel rooms and things like that. So last of all, we have our bonuses for today's webinar. We're giving away a NixPlay frame with a 3-year NixPlay subscription. So we'll draw that winner live at the end. So just a minute here, stay with us. And it doesn't stop there. Everyone who registers for conference before December 31st, and that includes all of those that have already registered, because we knew that would not go over well if we didn't. We have these prizes. NixPlay is giving away 10 one-year NixPlay Plus subscriptions. LifeScene is giving away a template of your choice valued at $145 to $165 plus a 30-minute consultation with one of their legacy ladies to help you shape a simple, profitable storytelling offer. Trustworthy is giving away 1 free Trustworthy Certified Expert membership. Pratik is giving us a $100 gift card. Voice Moments is giving us 50 free lifetime ownerships of the basic Voice Moments platform, each worth $48. And Paper Culture is giving us 1 free photo book. So there you go. Our sponsors love supporting our community. We didn't even talk about that, but sponsors are there. Those are the exhibitors. It's a chance to get to know them and really build out relationships with them. So we're excited about that. And you can see here their generosity. So again, right now, before we go on, let's see if Isabel's drawn the NixPlay gift before we end.
And the winner is Lisa Krigsman.
All right, Lisa. Yay. That's a good gift, and 3 years of the subscription. We had a great meeting with NixPlay. We hope that they'll have a presence back with us. I'm working on getting that transcript. People were asking about that. That's a digital photo frame company that used to come to our conference regularly and things like that. So you'll hear more about that. So that's really fun. We give away a lot of prizes at conference. So we do that every year. And so Lisa, we'll follow up with you. And so now, is there any questions? Hopefully we've covered everything, and we've been doing it in the chat, but any, if you want to come off mute or just drop a note, raise your hand, and we'll give you a shout out if there's any questions we have not answered yet.
Can I just say hi to all of our international folks? Whether you're listening to this on the recording or you say this, you're here. You've heard a couple of folks who are actually presenting, who are from the international side of our community. And I also just want to make the point that our CEO Lab is very international friendly. Both Caroline and I are all over the world, all the time. So even if you can't make it to conference and this is aspirational for you, you could still participate in CEO Lab as an international party. We just need to hear from you.
Yeah, speaking of that, we do have on the page, if you're interested but can't attend in person, we are gathering interest for offering a virtual version of the CEO Lab. But as of right now, only one person has expressed interest. It doesn't mean that you're locking into anything. We're just sort of trying to understand if a virtual option of the CEO Lab would even be something that people would be interested. So if you are, please go ahead and submit that, because that'll give us information on whether or not to do that.
Right. Looks like we've done a good job answering everybody's questions. So I know I helped put that all together, but seeing it laid out like that makes me realize, wow, that's every year I always think, how do we like take it up another notch from the year before? And I always think maybe we can't, but I feel like we just did with just with the training, the things that we have there. So I think, it's a lot of information.
And Bruce had a question about the schedule. We are working to finalize that. We do plan to release the schedule by early January. If for travel reasons you need to know more details before then, we just don't have something ready that we can publish yet. But we do have information in terms of what we're doing each day. So if that is something that you need to know, feel free to email us, and we're happy to share that. But generally, the conference itself is starting Wednesday evening around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and then we'll be done on Saturday around noon. Most of the meat of the conference will be Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
And we didn't even mention the keynote speaker, but you can read about him on the website. So on AI and human technology, and he's an expert from an AI, a digital asset management company, and a really excellent guy. I tracked him down through LinkedIn after I read some really great articles that he had posted that were really intriguing. And I reached out, and their headquarters are in Boston. So he got permission from his company to fly him out from Chicago to participate too. So, and we'll probably be looking for one more keynote speaker. So we still, there's a little bit that we always manipulate at the end there to leaving spaces so that we don't miss a great opportunity when the opportunity arises. So, all right, everybody. Well, thank you for your time today. This is great. I can't wait to see you all in Boston. I get to drive to conference for the first time ever, hopefully to bringing along some family and friends, because they've never been able to join me, or they've never wanted to get on a plane, but they can certainly drive the 2 hours up the Mass Pike to Boston, which is how close it is for me. So, and again, yeah, happy holidays, everybody. It's a busy time of year. So thank you again for your time. And all right, everybody, take care. Bye-bye.